If you're struggling to eat different food from normal in these times, I found a very interesting little passage which I will read from Derren Brown's autobiographical book. As a child, I was an immensely fussy eater. I would touch very few vegetables and many foods that made me squeamish. I retain a lingering distrust of runner beans, parsnips and a few others, and experience a strong repulsion in the face of mushrooms, which seem to madden most of my friends, who insist that the repugnant fungus is the most versatile of nature's blossoms, and that to eat one covered in breadcrumbs or sautéed with garlic is to taste the substance of heaven itself. To me, they're just slugs, and at best should be salted and left to die. As a schoolboy, I dreaded being cooked for by the parents of classmates when visiting their homes. As well as those foodstuffs already mentioned, I did not like fish, beans, cabbage, peas, carrots, tomatoes, nuts, cream, coconut, salami, new potatoes, blue cheese, eggs, or coffee. These are but examples which spring unbidden to mind. I'm sure there are many more. It took an accident as a university student to bring me out of this paralysing mental block that constitutes fussy eating. I was in a friend's car, returning to Halls at the end of a long evening, and was hungry. We stopped at a takeaway pizza place, and one of my fellow passengers went in to order. Being so fussy, I was not prepared to let them choose a group pizza to share without my sanction, as mushrooms have a habit of creeping unannounced onto the base and hiding beneath the cheese. I insisted on having my own one. One pizza on the menu promised sausage, and, expecting pieces of British pork sausage, I asked for that, already embarrassed at my handicap and how it separated me from the simple bohemian pleasure of a late-night shared undergraduate takeaway. The meal arrived, however, bearing Italian sausage, thin slices of the kind of spiced salami I have never been able to consume. They, like the unexpected mushrooms that make the mycophobes among us shudder and start, had insinuated themselves between strata of cheap melted mozzarella cheddar mix, and were impossible to disconnect from the filling without ruining the whole thing. So, instead, I played a trick on myself, which was to lead to a hugely rewarding process of reacquainting myself with erstwhile rejected foods, and to the discovery of many new favourites from their ranks. I decided that much of fussy eating was a result of expecting not to like something and presuming that certain tastes were going to be unpleasant. Thus, a process of anticipating the disliked taste, as if awaiting confirmation that the food cannot be enjoyed, maintains the childish, finicky response to food. It's rather like deciding one does not like a particular musical instrument and training one's ears to pick it up during a symphony. And then the moment it is faintly detected, announcing that the piece is unlistenable. I knew I had to block that process, and that the most effective way to do such a thing would be to fill my mind with the pleasurable noises I might make when eating something I was really enjoying. So, rather than search for the salami taste I knew I did not, historically at least, like, I took a bite and made enthusiastic, this is gorgeous sounds, both out loud and to myself. It worked very well. I actually found myself enjoying the slice of pizza, and with each new slice it took less effort to block my practiced reinforcing response of old, so that by the time the pizza was consumed, my loathing of the peppered sausage had passed entirely. That's from Derren Brown's Confessions of a Conjuror.